Sake. Japan's often misunderstood fermented alcoholic beverage made from rice. As an element of Japanese tradition and culture that is inextricably connected with everyday life and customs in Japan, sake offers a diverse range of taste experiences, and there is no better way to experience that diversity than by exploring the regions where it is made. In this 5-episode series, we take you on a taste journey to 5 of Japan's regions: Gunma, Nagano, Tottori, Hyogo, and Saga. As well as pairing a selection of sake from each region with local delicacies and discovering the stories behind them, we offer tips on how to enjoy sake at home and travel tips on how to discover these regions yourself, and perhaps even visit a sake brewery when you are there. Let the journey of sake discovery begin.
So, Chris, where are you taking me to this time on our sake journey?
I am taking you, Kyla, to Gunma Prefecture.
Gunma.
Yes. Have you ever been to Gunma?
Yes, I've been there, but only to a couple of onsens and a bit of hiking.
Right. It's famous for Kusatsu Onsen, of course, but it's also an amazing sake making region. I think out of all the sake making regions that I've visited, it's one of the most beautiful, so close to Tokyo.
Ah, great.
And I think that this beauty is reflected in the sake.
Is it a favorite of yours?
I really, really like Gunma sake, and I would really like you to taste some sake and taste some food from Gunma Prefecture. So without further ado, should we do some tasting?
Yes,
Let's
I
do
would
some tasting.
love to. Yes.
Okay, bring out the sake.
Amazing! I've never heard sake make a sound like that before.
Well, sake doesn't normally make that sound when you open it, but there's something quite special about this sake. It is a sparkling sake.
I can't even imagine. Thank you.
Pour some into your glass.
Have you ever tried this before?
I have, yes, I have. This is not my first time trying this sake. It's one of my favorites, actually. So this particular brewery, Nagai Shuzo in Gunma Prefecture, in Kawaba town in Gunma Prefecture, decided to produce a sparkling sake. And the sparkling sake is very, very new. It's only been around since like the 90s, but it's catching on. And you know, it's a great sort of sake for introducing people who don't normally like drinking sake into sake. It's very easy to drink. Well,
yes.
You know what? I'll stop yapping and let you try this sake, okay? So please try. Let me tell me what you think.
It smells like pears and apples and flowers, like very light.
That's great. And kind of just swirl it around and kind of touch all your different taste receptors.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. It's so delicious.
What does it remind you of? What's the first thing that comes to mind?
Actually, the first thing that came to mind was something like apples and...
Green apple. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, like a very tart green apple, sort of on the edge of being sweet.
You can, this creamy taste that you get, that's the rice.
I was going to say,
That's
it tastes
all from the
like,
rice.
almost like, there's like a whipped cream kind of.
Whipped cream, yeah, definitely. You know, the great thing about, we've got food in front of us here. The great thing about sparkling sake is that it will pair with literally anything.
I want to try it with maybe some of the ham.
So we have...
This would be kind of salty, right?
Yeah. So we have like a kind of a caprese here with some of the cheese from Gunma Prefecture. Then we have some ham. Oh. And so let me tell you something else about this sake. So this sake is made with a special type of rice. Mm-hmm. It is referred to as the king or the queen of sake rice. Now, you can make sake with ordinary eating rice, right? Rice for eating.
You can?
But yes. But if you want to make a more refined sake, then generally you will use a rice which is cultivated specifically for sake making. It's called sake rice, okay? And this is the king or queen of sake rice, Yamada Nishiki, and it gives you these beautiful, gives you this richness and this elegance. For the second sake,
Yes.
okay?
You just said we were gonna put it in these.
Yeah,
I've never drunk out of a small plate before.
So it's called a sakazuki.
Sakazuki?
Sakazuki, and actually it's one of my favorite sake vessels.
Really?
Yeah, switching up the sake vessel between courses, flights, is a really cool way to jazz up the sake experience. And I think the sake vessel just adds that other dimension to the sake enjoyment, to the sake experience. So this is you know what this is?
It's also from Gunma.
It's also from Gunma.
And it looks a little bit more cloudy than the
Ah,
sparkling.
yeah. So this is a nigori sake, okay? Which we would probably translate as a cloudy sake because it looks quite cloudy in appearance, yeah?
And did you tossed it? You shook it a bit before?
That's right. So
usually it separates itself.
So at the beginning, in fact, I'll show you. At the beginning, the sediment, okay, is at the bottom.
Yes.
The sediment is at the bottom, right?
Yes.
And you have to kind of mix the clear part and the sediment together.
Is that quite easy to do? Can I
Yeah,
try?
it's really easy. Yeah. So you just hold the bottle like that.
Yes.
And kind of tip it like that.
You know what that makes me think of?
Go on.
It's like a snow globe.
It's like a snow globe, isn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah, I thought that first
Oh,
time I
it's
saw it
so
as well.
beautiful.
Isn't it? It's like snowing, isn't it? Looks like it's
Yeah.
snowing. So this is rice particles and bits of koji as well. So when they
Koji.
filter the sake, they use a mesh or a filter with bigger holes. So some of the solids go through into the liquids.
Oh, like pulp in orange juice.
Oh, that's a really good example, yeah. There you go.
Ooh. Oh my goodness. That's intense. I like this one a lot. I would take this one a bit more slowly because
Yeah.
I can sense the alcohol a little bit more.
Yeah, it's a higher alcohol, a slightly higher alcohol. I mean, a 1% difference.
But this one is actually a little bit more terrifying to me because it's so easy to
drink, right?
to keep
Yeah,
drinking.
Yeah, yeah.
This lets you know where you're at right
I
away.
like that. That's very true, yeah. Something else about this, which is different from that sake, can you notice it has more flavor to it?
Oh, so
Almost.
much flavor.
This is made with an eating rice. So she
Oh,
made with
really?
koshi hikari, which is a very popular eating rice in Japan. So that's another interesting point about it. And it's generally quite a rougher sake.
This is so magical because everything is working together to make a completely unique flavor.
And they're both unlocking each other, right?
Yes, it feels like the possibilities are actually pretty endless, and all you need is a few different things on a plate and one sake.
That's right. Well, thank you, Kyla. I hope you've enjoyed your sake journey to Gunma Prefecture.
This was wonderful. Thank you.
And thank you for watching. Kanpai!
Kanpai.
In this episode, we tasted sake and food from the Numata region of Gunma Prefecture. As well as Nagai Shuzo and Otone Shuzo, the two breweries showcased in this episode, the Numata area is home to another 7 breweries, which make sake to match the fermented foods that are such an important part of the local food culture. Must-visit sightseeing spots include Kichijoji Temple, where you can relax in its beautiful gardens, famous for mizubasho flowers. It is also home to one of Japan's largest michinoeki, or roadside stations, called Denen Plaza, where you can buy local produce. You can even try your hand at a bit of pottery or soak in a hot spring. Just a train ride away from Tokyo, Gunma is perfect for a day trip.